The government has declassified a top secret UFO reverse engineering program called Kona Blue, and it has people talking. People are saying, does this indeed prove that the government has knowledge of the existence of UFOs and aliens, extraterrestrials? But I'm over here saying, why now? Why, out of all this time of UFO and alien talk, the conspiracy behind UFOs and aliens, and the government having knowledge of UFOs and aliens, are they now declassifying such a document? And why was it classified in the first place? Remember that sweet time when UFOs, unidentified flying objects, UAPs, used to be nothing more than swamp gas, weather balloon? Well, between 2023 and 2024, the government, for whatever reason, has been taking the conversation of UFOs and aliens very seriously. So then, what was the Kona Blue program? The classified documents released by the Pentagon's office charged with investigating UAPs reveal the existence of a program to reverse engineer alien technology. But, for whatever reason, it never got off the ground because there was no such technology to be found. Well, isn't that just bizarre? The government comes up with a plan to reverse very advanced technology that doesn't exist. Make that make sense. What are they basing this project on? The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which is the department within the Pentagon tasked with investigating UAP reports, released the documents following a detailed report that indicated the government had found no evidence of alien life or alien technology, despite whistleblower claims of a secret UFO retrieval program. Now, yes, the whistleblower they are referring to is David Grush, among others, but a whistleblower who has spoken about this years ago in great detail was Bob Lazar. Kona Blue was a plan for the government to reverse engineer alien technology from a recovered UFO. It was a special access or top secret program created with the goal of acquiring, identifying, and reverse engineering what it calls AAVs, or Advanced Aerospace Vehicles. Those now fall under the category of what the military calls UAPs and what most people refer to as UFOs. Just like how Twitter is now known as X, I am still always going to call UAPs UFOs. So like I said, when it came to the budget of this program, it involved millions and millions of dollars. The documents laid out a budget between $12 million and $15 million for the first year, $25 million for the second year, and eventually an operating expense of more than $50 million. The purpose was national security, with goal of accessing recovered advanced technology and determining its threat capability. That is quite a lot for something that supposedly does not exist and has not existed. The program also had goals including details on plans to reverse engineer any advanced technology and determine whether our adversaries, namely Russia and China, could have access to recovered AAVs. Why was the Kona Blue project classified? Kona Blue has been the subject of rumors for years. Like I said, one of those that were talking about Kona Blue for years was Bob Lazar. But the Defense Department only acknowledged it just this past month. That's right, the Defense Department just acknowledged the existence of this program this month. So like I'm asking, why? Why now? That's the most important part. This is just another way for them to keep the talks of aliens and UFOs going, to keep us mentally prepared for Project Bluebeam, the false flag alien invasion. Now look, once again, when I talk about Project Bluebeam, that is not me saying that other entities besides humans do not exist. Of course, there are other entities that exist alongside of us, perhaps in the waters, perhaps inside the earth, hollow earth, or perhaps from another dimension. They do indeed exist. They have been recorded for thousands of years by ancient people. When I talk about Project Bluebeam or the false flag alien invasion, I am talking about man-made aliens, GMO entities. There has to be a reason the government will not stop talking about UFOs and aliens, even when we do not want to talk about UFOs and aliens, they still bring up this subject. It's either a distraction or they know something's coming and they're getting us prepared for it. They're not talking about because they want to be nice and transparent. Minutes of Horror give the government a break. This is the information we have always been looking for. This information for decades has always been swamp gas, weather balloons, or just your own imagination. This article continues to state that one justification for the program remaining classified was AAV technology exists in and is accessible only with an SAP, or Special Access Program construct. So in other words, that means that the AAV technology or the UFOs do indeed exist. The government does have this technology in their hands, but only certain people are privileged to have access to it, and this information can't be released, so the program still remained classified. Again, why was it declassified then? This article continues to state that why was the Kona Blue program created and who was behind it? As much as the program may sound like science fiction, the top scientist at the Department of Homeland Security, Tara O'Toole, the Undersecretary of Science and Technology, approved it, so it was taken seriously at high levels. So that means they had to have knowledge of something. They had to have proof of something to want to bring this to fruition. But the Department of Defense said it tossed the Kona Blue program for a very simple reason. It never found any alien technology to reverse engineer. The Department of Homeland Security, however, said the program was never actually approved in the first place. What this sounds like is that they passed this project along to a third-party contractor, something along the lines of Lockheed Martin. So then this allows the government to say, we know nothing. This project was canceled. It was scrapped. We have no knowledge of UFOs or UAPs. But behind the scenes, their third-party contractor is working on everything that was given to them. So then what does the disclosure of Kona Blue mean for transparency around UFOs? The Pentagon's disclosure of the project is another step towards transparency as lawmakers on both sides of the aisle continue to seek answers following whistleblower testimony. However, some other leading voices, including Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee, believes that the Department of Defense is purposefully compartmentalizing information as part of a cover-up. And I do believe that Tim Burchett is correct. This is a part of a cover-up because the government is allowing themselves to be transparent, but at the same time, not be so transparent by saying that, yes, we did work on a program that involved UFOs, but at the end of the day, we found nothing and we closed up shop. But where I differ from Tim Burchett is that I do believe this is a way for the government to continue those talks about UFOs and UAPs and aliens. This is more of those mental gymnastics we have seen about UFOs and aliens since the start of 2023. Now, what does the AARO's report on UAPs say about claims made regarding Kona Blue and other historical projects? AARO said the advocates for the project are partially responsible for the allegations, as some pushing for the program believe the government has secretly acquired alien technology. The program was also created with the premise that alien technology existed, which this article states turns out to be false, potentially leading to confusion among some who were aware of the program. This is the same AARO who alleged that a giant mothership was lurking within our solar system, sending tiny probes down to Earth. This is not the first time the government has had programs that existed to investigate possible UFOs, like Project Grudge and Project Blue Book, in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, among others. While claims that the United States government possesses and has reverse engineered alien technology date back to the 1940s, with the 1947 Roswell event being the most famous, there has never been any proof of these claims. Now, I did break this down in my Project Blue Beam video, but back in 1953, there are now declassified documents in which the United States Central Intelligence Director back then, Walter B. Smith, presented ways how UFOs can be used against the public for the exact purposes of psychological warfare. So again, this was back in 1953, and these tactics have not changed. The only thing that has changed are the names of the people performing these same tactics. This article ends with, does the Kona Blue project confirm that aliens exist? And it ends with no. While scientists in certain agencies like NASA acknowledge that mathematically it is unlikely we are the only life in the universe, the government has repeatedly stated there is no concrete evidence of alien life or alien contact with Earth. So again, all the release of this project was, the declassification of this project was just smoke and mirrors. These people do indeed have knowledge of these entities, the existence of these entities. That is why Aleister Crowley was so famous among these people. He found ways to summon these entities over with ritualistic dark magic. They use these entities as a building block of how to design their man-made aliens that they are going to use against the public. This is why Aleister Crowley's lamb looks so similar to a alien gray. These UFOs are man-made, but how they operate with complete mastery over this dimension is knowledge that's passed down by these entities that are summoned over here from higher dimensions. This is the idea behind CERN. Do you believe that CERN is just over there smashing particles? No. They have admitted to finding other dimensions and opening up other dimensions, and things are crossing over. They do these ritualistic dances in praises of these entities that cross over. So to stop any confusion, the technology they have and that they're working on is indeed man-made, but the knowledge is given to them by these higher dimensional beings with the purpose of using it against the public like it was declassified back in 1953. Do you think people like Aleister Crowley, who is summoning over Lamb, and people over at CERN, where CERN has been rumored to be built upon a demonic temple, the Temple of Apollyon, are summoning these entities over here for just giggles? They are gathering knowledge from these entities in exchange for things. And with this knowledge, they are using it against the public. Because if these are real UFOs, let's say they are real unidentified flying objects that crashed here from Earth, technology beyond our comprehension that has mastered space and time, how is the average human mind, even the most brightest of human mind, are going to figure how to reverse this type of technology? There is no amount of money on this planet where we are going to figure out how this off-world super advanced technology works that has mastered space and time, unless, once again, we are being assisted, or they are being assisted, by these higher dimensional beings they are summoning over. But at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. Do you happen to believe that the Kona Blue project proves the existence of UFOs and aliens, or do you happen to believe that this is just more smoke and mirrors for Project Bluebeam? Or do you happen to believe something else? Please do comment below. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.